Hi everyone.
Greetings, friends.
It's the Jimm
And Dave.
Beer Review.
Dave, what's on tap for this beer review?
We have Manayunk Brewing, Grand Cru Flanders Red Ale.
Grand Cru, we'll call it that.
Yeah.
I have to say, I met the representative once at a beer tasting at Austin Beverages for Manayunk. I bought their sampler, and I liked everyone.
Yeah.
However, this is the only Manayunk brew I ever had, I'm about to have, I should say, that's in a bottle. They're very big on cans.
Yeah, can people.
So, it should be interesting. This is actually barrel aged. Am I right about that?
Yes, you are. Yes. There's a slight bit of misconception here between what is the alcohol by volume compared to the bottle and what's online.
Well, let's see what it says on the bottle here. On the bottle, it says it is. Wait, hey Dave, they have a whole thing here.
Yeah, no, you have to read that.
All right, here we go. Now, known as the Burgundies of Belgium,
they have that on the website.
Flanders Red Ales are recognized by their slightly tart, wine-like flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the aroma is dominated by various dark fruits, including sour cherries and plum, while several strains of wild yeast create the distinct barnyard character. This almost sounds like it should be a sour.
Exactly what's on here on the website.
Cool. Now, after aging on oak,
French
this
oak.
unique
French oak.
ale picks up some, tannins and flavors of tobacco, leather, and spice, making it even more reminiscent of a fine red wine. So this is a very interesting one.
This is like a barley wine type of thing, isn't it?
5.9% alcohol is what it says on the bottle.
On the website 7.0, and the ABVs are 14 IBUs.
All right, to my buddy from Manayunk Brewing, who I met at a tasting, get your act together.
Sometimes these websites aren't exactly what they... But then again, sometimes they don't have the people to keep on updating this stuff as it goes along.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys need help with your website, talk to me. I'd be happy to help you out.
And he won't charge you that much.
Yeah, I'm pretty reasonable.
Get free beers.
Established 1996. Now, I remember having gone down to Manayunk Brewing Company. They actually
You went there?
Yeah, I was there with Soraya. And I had some dinner there. It was very good. Go watch out down there. This by the Schuylkill River. The Schuylkill River gets pretty high during like hurricanes and other things that come up the East Coast. So they had some floodings down there. They actually marked on their dining room where the floodwaters came up to. And yet they seem to be moving along quite nicely. And this is what I'm looking forward to. Dave, do you have anything to add from the website?
The website is not that great. I mean, it brings up this page with all the different kind of beers they have. And I see a couple that I wouldn't mind trying, but they got some kind of like wine type beers. They got this Charlie Brown Imperial Pumpkin Ale, which I don't exactly want to try.
I would try that
because it's Charlie Brown with a great pumpkin.
I get that.
Iron Curtain Russian Imperial Stout, which is 9.1 ABV. They got the colors change. Check this out, right? They have white, for regular type of beers.
This smells like a wine.
Watch this. It goes from white beers, and then when it goes to the stouts and stuff, it goes darker.
Ooh. But
they still could be a whole lot better than they are. They got a Bill's Pils German Pilsner. They got a Black Eye PA Indian Black Ale. They've got a Hop Fanatic. They got a Rye of the Tiger. Rye of the Tiger. They got a Munich Dumpling.
Rye of the Tiger.
They got a Lock 70 Oatmeal Stout, which is... I don't know. It's like stouts.
All right, Dave, that sounds all very interesting, but let's focus on the beer on hand.
They've got a BL Barley Wine Strong Ale, which is 10.5 ABV. This is pretty cool.
We gotta go down there and check it out. We were invited by the rep, and we've got to take them up on it.
So
wow, look at this. This is pretty darn dark, and yet
it looks like a wine kind of.
It does. It does have a redness to it.
Yeah.
It's very dark on the screen behind this camera, but I have a light over here. It is somewhat transparent.
Wow, it smells like wine.
It smells very sweet and very wine-like.
Sweet, yeah, sweet like wine.
I think the pink
I'm not a wine person.
Yeah, neither am I, and yet this pink seems very appropriate because there is a sweetness, almost a I don't want to say It's Puff the Beer Cat.
Yes, muscadine.
What a unique flavor. It almost smells like a cherry, kind of tart.
Cherry wine, yes.
Well, this is very interesting to us because we haven't had this before. So, by the way, $16 for this one bottle.
Yeah.
I hope it's worth it. Let's find out.
We love you guys. Look what we do for you.
Cheers.
Look what he did for you.
Great mouthfeel. Very smooth. Ooh. What that hardly like impacts you at all with a harsh.
This
harsh
does
flavor.
not taste like beer.
This is a beer, and yet it is not
This
a beer.
is a wine.
This seems like a wine.
This is a wine. This is not a beer.
You hear something beeping?
Yeah, somebody set the thing on the stove, I guess, to keep on going off.
No, that's not the stove.
Not the
That's
stove?
BS. No, stove it does a little bit.
This is wine. This is not beer.
This reminds me of a wine.
This is
This
wine.
is
This is
very,
not beer.
very interesting. Now, what did they age this on? Was it barrels? What kind of barrels? It just says barrel aged.
Barrel? Is that what it said? I thought it said something else.
But what
Did it
kind of
say that?
barrel? No, it just says barrel aged on the front. Is there anything on the website?
Barrel aged. It could be any kind of barrel, couldn't it? But usually they use bourbon.
Bourbon barrels are very high in
Usually
demand.
that's what they use. But they could use wine barrels.
They could, and that would make it more of a sour.
That would make it more sense. Though.
Well, this is a very, very interesting. I can see why they charge so much for this. What a sweet, very wine-like aroma it has. This is very much unlike. Dave, how many beers reviews have we done? Excuse me.
I mean, total?
Total. 260,
200.
270.
50 or so.
Well, we haven't published all of them. We had to take some back for legal reasons.
250, 260, around about there.
But this has a sweetness. It has a very
This
wine-like quality
This has
to
a
it.
very distinct flavor like this Sierra Nevada barley wine we had.
Yeah,
But not with this.
This is
kinda
not in that
tastes like-
category.
This kind of tastes like cherry though.
This has a very sweet flavor, a very sweet smell.
This is not
Wow.
like beer. This is not like beer. It's like wine.
This does not have a beer
It
flavor.
does not have a beer flavor.
This is a Flanders
I can't-
style red ale.
Who's Flanders?
Flanders?
Is that the guy from
The Simpsons?
The Simpsons?
No, I'm sure there's like some French guy that sucks.
This is not beer. This is wine.
This is different
It's
than
made in Philadelphia.
We have never had anything like this before.
Brewed and packaged by Manayunk Brewing Company, Philadelphia, PA.
Manayunk is a great little town. It is
Been
along the
through
bike
there. It's Valley
trail.
Hills.
I love to bike down there and go to the Starbucks there in the morning for a little
Look at
coffee and maybe perhaps a specialty breakfast sandwich. And they have a lot of great restaurants down there. Like I said, I have been there at their brew pub.
They got a. I guess that's what something you can scan with your phone.
It is a barcode. That's a QR
And
code.
Facebook, Twitter. What's that
Tum-
little one on the right?
that's Tumblr.
Tumblr. 5.0 alcohol by volume. But wait a minute, it says 5.0 alcohol by volume, and over here it says 5.9 alcohol by volume. Why is it in two different places on the same label?
Because you have to be able to be double short.
I guess.
Dave, as you taste this, we're about 8:42 right now. So tell me, my friend, what are your
Right.
thoughts on the flavor?
It's not beer, it's wine. I'm not tasting beer, I'm tasting wine.
It is very sweet.
As in a drinkable substance.
Well,
I
they
would
say
give
this
this
is
like
red ale.
a 7.5.
I think this is.
This is like a wine. I'm not too much of a wine fan, but it's a beer, but it's a wine, but it's a beer. You're confusing me. It's a 7.5.
Honestly, Dave, I can understand why this is almost in a category by itself.
It's all by itself.
We
Certainly
have
never
never-
no.
Ever had something that tastes like this
No.
that was supposedly a beer?
No, it's not a beer. It's not a beer. Even that barley wine we had from Sierra was more like a beer than this.
And sweetness is makes it very strange.
I wish my mother was here right now because she would be able to taste this and go, it's a wine, because she drinks wine every day. You know, she had a glass of wine with her dinner or something.
I would have to agree.
She
This
would
does.
know.
I think if you're a girl and you like sweetness, I think you would like this.
Not a-
I like
guys
this a
like
lot.
wine.
I am going to give this an 8 out of
I
10
give it a 7.5.
because I really enjoy it. It's very
I don't know what to
unique.
do with it.
We have never had a flavor like this before.
Not like this.
It's very unique. And for that reason alone, it may not be your grandfather's beer, but you know what? It's a lot of fun. It's expensive, but I think there's a reason for that. You will never find another beverage like this. And if we ever do, I'll let you know. But hey, delicious.
I'm not a favor of wine per se, unless it's a special occasion or champagne or something like that.
But beer cat.
But just because this is supposed to be beer, that's why I give it a 7.5. I would give it higher, maybe.
I love it. I think
I don't know if I
it's
give it
fantastic.
higher anyway. If it was a beer,
It's not even really high ABV. It's a little bit higher than your average.
7.5 is an average, I think, when it comes down to wines. Wines, you have to think about it. Alcohol by volume means half of what the volume actually is.
Well, it depends.
If you're talking about a rum, the coconut rum, that's 42% alcohol by volume, it's actually not that. It's 80% alcohol. If you're talking about like a vodka or a scotch that's 80 proof, that's more like 160% alcohol.
Just smelling this, it really does smell like a wine.
It's a wine. It's a wine. It's not a beer. It's a wine.
You would think about that. But anyway, just coming down. So 8 from me, 7.5 from Dave.
Yeah. We should end
We
this.
recommend you try this.
Definitely try it. Yeah.
And we like to give a little disclaimers at the end, by the way.
Thank you very much
Do
for
not operate
putting
heavy
this out.
machinery, do not drink and drive. If you're pregnant, do not drink, consume alcohol at the risk of birth defects. And what else do you want to say?
I love you all.
Don't drink this.
Yes. Enjoy your life, peoples. Enjoy stuff like this. Life goes only by once in a lifetime. Enjoy something like this.
Alcohol beverages impairs your ability to drive a car and may cause health problems if you're not careful.
Yeah.
So if you're 21, forget about it. Anyway, the reason we try stuff, this is very unique. Very expensive. But we believe that you should drink great beers.
And have a good laugh or 2 or 3 or 4.
With your friends.
With your friends.
Thanks for hanging with us, buddy.
Thank you.
Comment below. Please subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe.
If you think there's a beer
Up and
try.
down. We're not looking for monetary concerns. We're looking for input and output and stuff.
Say goodbye, Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Bye, Puff.